A new Half-Life, more of the shuffling undead, and stealth kayaking? Let's take a look at the most exciting upcoming VR games on PC in 2020. It's finally time to embrace our headset-wearing overlords and say that virtual reality is here to stay. 2019 was packed with incredible games and experiences, and 2020 is going to be no different as the platform grows even bigger and better. Now that Valve has tossed its hat in the ring with the Index headset and the small matter of a new Half-Life game in VR, the sky will now be the pixelated limit when it comes to the future of goggle-worn gaming. So, from a few more apocalypsi, to stealthy kayaking, here are the 10 most exciting upcoming VR games of 2020.
Don't worry, it's unloaded. It's unloaded now!
After hordes of shuffling monsters and nigh on a decade of The Walking Dead, you'd think we'd be well and truly sick of the sight of bite-borne infections of all kinds. And yet, here is Saints and Sinners, an official AMC survival horror experience that looks a lot like the in-depth zombie VR shooter we've always needed. Here, instead of just using the undead for target practice, although that does look as satisfying as popping spots, there are choices to make in a sprawling, flooded New Orleans. We'll be able to become the titular saints, or indeed sinners, as we craft, shoot, and attempt to survive the moral maze that is an apocalypse full of brain-hungry zombies and desperate humanity. Yeah, humans are the worst monsters. I know. I work with Matt. Please. So yes, here we are, another Half-Life game from Valve. If anything's going to increase VR headset sales in 2020, it's going to be this. From what we've already seen, HalfLife Alex of course looks incredible, as we play as Alex Vance in a story set between the events of Half-Life's 1 and 2. And this is no mere experience. Alex is a full title that's been built specifically for VR. We'll be solving puzzles, exploring a sprawling world, and reloading our weaponry between desperate potshots at aliens. Everything here is physical and real, as we clear items off shelves to find ammo, aim, throw and smash. No matter what Alex is doing, we're going to always feel fully in control. And if you can't tell, we're so ready for this. Few VR games have delivered quite the same stomach-in-mouth experience of zero-G as successfully as the original Lone Echo. Well, Jack and Liv are back in 2020 to deliver even more floaty, lonely space horror feels. Once again balancing space action and exploration, Lone Echo 2 is taking us back to the rings of Saturn and, I quote, past the very boundaries of time itself. From Ready at Dawn and Oculus Studios, you'll only be able to play this on your Oculus, not the HTC Vive or Index. But given how good the original is at pure space immersion, thrills and genuine characters, it will be brilliant to reach out and touch more of the same. Even better news is that the demo is out right now. Just wait until this video is finished, eh?
Don't say a word. They can't know you're online.
Curiouser and curiouser. Prepare to tumble into the wonderfully strange world of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland in Down the Rabbit Hole. When a girl loses her pet and falls head over heels into said animal-crafted pit, she finds herself surrounded by sentient playing cards, size-altering drinkables, and talking caterpillars. This looks like an oh-so-touchable interactive puzzler from Cortopia, as you make your way around the rabbit hole with handles to pull yourself up and down. There are puzzles to solve, and, of course, plenty of bizarre characters to encounter as you delve deeper and deeper. This makes a lovely change of pace from the other titles on this list, but that doesn't make it any less exciting. Just be careful when something says "drink me, IRL." Oh, good. I can stop adding the same The Room games to all our best puzzle games lists and instead add The Room VR a dark matter. If you thought that all those wonderful boxes of gizmos and switches would benefit from inserting themselves in your eyeballs via virtual reality, it turns out that Fireproof Games agrees. There's no concrete release date just yet, but we do know that we'll be heading back to the foggy London of 1908, where we'll be in the boots, well, tweed-clad hands, of a detective working on a mysterious case. People are going missing, and this VR exclusive is going to take us across the capital to find clues. And yes, that apparently involves a trip to the British Museum and opening a sarcophagus with oh so touchy pulleys and levers. Going by just how creepy the previous titles have been, I Want My Mummy might be an adequate response. Okay, it's time for two very important pieces of information. 1. Medal of Honor is back. And 2. Respawn Entertainment is making it in virtual reality alongside Oculus Studios. Yes, that Respawn Entertainment of Titanfall fame. In its reveal video, the team says that this is all about bringing the vision of the original franchise straight into your head 20 years after the series first started. As a member of the OSS, or Office of Strategic Services, we'll be travelling across the globe doing touchable things that only VR can truly deliver. Oh, and as well as climbing ropes, shooting and general soldier business, you can hit a man with a saucepan. Just as VR intended. Vertigo Games' previous zombie shooter, Arizona Sunshine, staggered onto our list of the best VR games to play in 2019. And it looks like After the Fall is going to be a must-play in the new decade. Once again, the apocalypse has arrived, this time thanks to an overabundance of designer drugs, and the creation of the world-ending snowbreed outbreak. Zombies aren't the only issue this time around. There's that, and whatever this is. The good news though is that in this new freezing world, you can play cooperatively with up to 3 friends, so you'll at least have someone else to blame when the monsters eventually eat your face. There'll be a solo campaign, multiplayer options, and what the devs are calling a shared living, breathing VR world, complete with endgame, all taking place in a decimated alternative 80s style landscape. Whispering Ice Ice Baby is entirely optional. If Cyberpunk 2077 just isn't going to scratch your itch for neons and technology being fired directly into your frontal cortex, then perhaps Iris VR Inc.'s Lo-Fi might be the game for you. This Kickstarter success makes you the titular Lo-Fi, a human who can't merge with a huge, sprawling virtual reality platform where, Ready Player One style, everyone is living their best lives. Instead, probably with a whole stack of FOMO, you patrol the real-world skies as a police officer, living your non-digital life however you choose. Whether that's taking down perps for crimes or just heading to the casino to gamble your credits and life away. Just remember to come back. Thankfully, VR has fully moved on from just being a series of static experiences or sickening rollercoaster rides. And nowhere is this glow-up clearer than in Phantom Covert Ops. A full-blown stealth actioner, this sees us take on the role of, well, a phantom paddling through enemy waters in a tactical kayak. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing either. But the real innovation here is how important your movement is. There's no auto paddle button, and we'll need to learn to push ourselves across the water while making as little noise as possible. And just like the best stealth games, this is all about choice. Are you a true ghost, or is no one going to survive the night? Yeah, I didn't think so. Digital hands up if you can remember spending entire days shouting desperately at your friends to honk the space horn, set the shower to 5 and crank the artificial grill to 2. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then welcome to Space Team, a mobile game you've been able to play since 2013. It involves, well, teaming up with your friends and shouting out the instructions on your screen that only one of your fellow crew can act upon. Given the Star Trek bridge crewness of it all, this fits seamlessly into VR. And while we've not seen much of the official 3D-ification, we can't wait to get ridiculously excited and scream about black holes while wearing a headset. So that's 10 of the most exciting new VR experiences to come in 2020. Let us know what else you're excited about seeing in full 3D in the comments below, hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to Logitech G for more features and lists just like this one. If you do already subscribe, ring that notification bell so that you know exactly when our next video lands.